Hi guys, welcome to the flight today. As we are down in the 737-800, we've got the MCP update. So we're in the 737-800, and as we can see here is the lovely retro MCP. We've got our reserve instruments, and we've also got, if we just go down here, there is the yaw damper as well. So we're in the 800 now, we're ready to do our flight. So we can go to our pre-flight chat list. So we can go overhead now, we can get the parking brake which is set, we can turn on the battery which is guarded, standby power is guarded, and ground power can go on which is set. Left center fuel pumps, we can get the left pump on, we will get the APU on, which we will do. So we'll turn on the APU and get that all set and configured for us today, which is all set. From there, after we've got the APU done, we can go and get our positioning lights, which can go on, which is checked. Logo lights, we can put logo lights on for the fun of it. Cabin lights is required. Emergency exit lights can be armed, which is set. We can turn our no smoking signs to on. Seatbelt signs can go to on. We can get our panel lights, which are in and set. We can get the trim air and the packs, which are also checked. Isolation valve is open. We'll get the APU bleed on, and then once that's switched over, we'll be all good to go. So we go to bat and ground power. Once we switch over, we can then get the IRSs all aligned, which can go to now, which is set. So we've got faster line on, which shouldn't take too long. Go and test the flaps, which are set. Test the speed warnings. Test the flight recorder. Stalls will come on after. And then we'll go in and get everything else all set and checked. So from there, we've then got passenger signs, which are on and set. IRS mode selectors and nav, which is checked, and FMC, which is to be set. So we'll go in and get everything all set now. Get our panel lights in. We can now light up the lovely retro MCP. As we can see, looks absolutely lovely as we go in. So we'll do our APU test. So we can see the overheat detection, which is checked. Overheat detection, which is also checked. From there, we're going to do the bowls, which are set. We can test the cargoes, which are also set and checked. Overhead, everything's all good there. So irises are now ready to be aligned. So we're going to the FMC, get our position. As you can see, we're using the normal X-plane, so we can get the lovely rain in, so you guys can have a show on today. So in for our initial. So we've got Echo Delta Delta Foxtrot, which will go in, get it from the left GPS, and punch that in. We'll go straight over to our route for Echo Lima Lima X-ray. In for the departure out, we are going to be taking out on our charts. We can see as we're in Terminal 1, we're going to leave out on the Sombra 6 Foxtrot. So we'll go in, we're going from 25 left, and we've also got the Sombra 6 Foxtrot, which we can punch in, which is also set. We'll activate that up. Just before we do, we'll get everything else all in. So we'll go over to our flight plan now, and we get all of our waypoints in as well. So we're going to go direct to IXEG. From IXEG, we're going to take Yankee 180. That's going to then take us to Bitsboo. From Bitsboo, we're then going to be taking the Zulu 110. That's going to take us down to BetX. From BetX, we're going to be coming in on the arrival, which is going to be the BetX 3 bike. Coming in for the ILS 406, and we're going to transition for the Whiskey Lima Uniform 1, which is right here, which will be the 279 turn, which we can activate as that is what it's going to be. So as we come in on the arrival, we're going to come down to the VOR, We'll then run it straight down towards Whisker Lima uniform, which is our initial approach fix for Luxembourg. We'll make that right hand turn, which is going to take us on to the 279, which will be the Cat C and D Max 210. So we're going to be coming on the outbound, and then we'll come back in onto the 0584 3000 for the Lima X-Ray 061, which is right here, which will be our initial fix. And then we're going to make it down mandatory 3000 feet, 8.3 DME from Luxembourg. We're then going to start that descent down on the 3.0 degree glide path. If localizer was out, the glide slope was out, it would be the localizer 3.06. So we are practically all set there. We've put everything in. So we're going to our route now. We've activated the route up, so we're going to our perf. We'll get everything all set. We've got 8.2. We're going to need 5.1, so we're going to just basically take a little bit more extra on board today. So take 2.9 on reserves. We've got a cost index of 12. We're going for flight level of 160. On for our winds, we can see that we've got 342 at 011. Okay, which is going to give us -9. Which can activate. Transitions 5,000. Over on our takeoff, we'll take a takeoff D rate 1, and we'll take a climb 1 as well. Going out on flaps 5, we've got 148, 149 and 154 for V2. So we can go set V2 in, which is 154. Okay, 154, which is set. Leaving out of the runway onto 25 left. We've also got 248 we're going to leave out onto. So 248, which is checked. We get flight directors on as well, which are set. First officer's panel can come to life. QNH is 1016, okay, which is also set. 1016, which is also set overhead. Got 16,000 in when we come down onto the runway. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so everything's all set there. The FMC is set. We'll go into the takeoff leg on our winds coming out of the runway today. We've got 250 at 09. Which are gusting at 13. It is wet today. So we'll go and put our V speeds back in. So 141, 149 and 154, which is all set and checked. So we'll go back to our checklist now as we carry on. Transponder, which we can set, we'll just put that to TA for now. From there, indicate airspeed, which is going to be 154 for V2 after takeoff. We're going to be heading out on the 248 for the runway heading. Initial altitude, which was set, which will be for 10,000 feet. Your damper can now be turned on, which is checked. Window heaters can now be set, which are also set and checked. APU bleed is on now, which is also set and checked. Flight altitude is 16,000, then we're coming in for the land altitude of 1250, which is 1236. Land altitude is also set. Flight directors are now on. LNAV and VNAV as required. We'll come out of runway heading, and we'll go in ahead and select. After 400 feet, we'll activate the LNAV, and then we can put VNAV in after flaps up. It's 220 until we get onto the radial 222, as we can see when we leave out of the runway. It's max 220 until we are on the radial 222. So once we come out, make that left hand turn, as soon as we backtrack onto the 222. Okay, so that's all set as well. And we get the reserve here, which is 1016, which is also set. Auto brake can be set to RTO, which is checked. Com radio set and doors closed. So on our com radios, we've got Frankfurt and Fred. So we're going to get Frankfurt in, which is going to be the 114.2, which is all set in, and we do have that already checked. So what we can do now is, as the doors are closed, we can go turn the equipment off, and we'll go ahead and call the tug ready for us to get out. Okay, so tug's now driving up, so we can start to go into our before start checklist. Go out to throttle, which is armed and checked. Left and centre right fuel pumps can be turned on, which is also set. From there, we'll also get our electric hydraulic pumps now, which can be turned on and set. Anti-collision light, which is on, which is checked. Parking brake is set, ground equipment is removed, and engine area is clear. So we are all set to go now. So we'll switch over the APUs now. Get the APU gen on. Everything's all set on at that front. APU bleed is on and set. So tug's now going to come, lift us up, and we'll be all ready to go. Once we leave out the runway, we'll be on the 2-2, which we'll intercept on. And then at 20.6 dimmy from the Frankfurt.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect, set parking brake.
Then going to turn the right hand turn onto the 284 Donham. So, check the FMC, make sure there's no legs, we're getting the centre of gravity as well, so 205, and then you can see the 220.
And bypass pin inserted, release parking brake.
Okay, parking brake released.
Starting pushback, and you may start the engines.
Okay, so go to our engine start checklist. Secondary display unit is engine, which is set. Packs can now be turned off, which are checked. From there, we've got the engine start switch for number 1, which can be turned on to ground, which is set. Start valve is now open. N2 is coming to life. Oil pressure will come to life, and then 25% will inject fuel, and their exhaust gas temperature will then start to increase. Okay, so engine number 1 now has now come over, so repeat the same step. We've got the right pack off for engine number 2, so go for ground. Start valve is now open, N2 is now coming to life, all pressure's up, and 25% will inject fuel. Okay, so engine number 2 now is on, so we can start to get the wipers all on as well.
Operation complete. Please set parking brake.
Okay, so set the parking brake, which is set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay, so tug's going to drop us down now as we get ready to go out of a lovely Frankfurt today. So as he does, we can go to our before taxi checklist. So generators 1 and 2, which can go on and set, which are checked. Probe heats can now go on, which are confirmed. Wing anti-ice we don't need, along with our engine anti-ice. Hats can now go to auto, which are set. With the isolation valve to auto, engine bleeds can come on with the APU bleed off. We'll go to Gen 1 over on the batteries, and we can also now turn the APU off as well, which is also checked. APU bleed is off and set. Engine start switches to continuous, which is confirmed. Flight controls free and correct.
Tower is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. I'll see you next time. Have a safe flight.
And flash 5 is now set as well. So tug's now going to clear off and leave us be for our flight today. So recall can be set, which is checked and clear. We are also set. Low display unit can now be turned off, which will turn off now, which is set. From there, taxi lights can now be turned on, and we are all ready to go. So we'll bring the control columns over. Make sure they're free and correct. So as we get our yoke back over for us, we can see that they are free and correct today as we get ready to leave out the runway. So what we can do is taxi lights are on, parking brake can be off, and now we'll taxi on up to runway 25 left. So we're going to come down, we'll take a left off the Lima, we'll take a right onto Tango, and then from Tango we'll follow it around to 25 left, where we'll take a right hand turn onto the Romeo 3, and that'll get us all ready for our departure today. Okay, so we're going to taxi on now, take a right hand turn, then onto a left.
Please don't hesitate to let a flight attendant know, and we'll be happy to help you. After you put your carry-on items in the overhead bin and it is full, make sure you close it as a courtesy to other passengers. Also be sure that the aisle is clear and sit down so that way other passengers can get by you. If you are seated in an emergency exit row, please review the exit seating responsibilities in the safety card provided for you. Please make sure that you are able and willing to perform these actions. If you're not, please let a flight attendant know so that way you can be reseated. You are free to use your portable electronic devices during the boarding process. We ask that larger electronic devices are stowed once we depart from the gate.
Okay, so we can have a look at the weather. It should be alright as we come out, as there is none really about. The rain's about. As we can see, we're going to take this left-hand turn now into Lima.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 675. Our flight time will be roughly 1 hour. Please note the cabin door is now closed. We ask that you make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your larger devices are now shut down and stowed. If you have not already, please fasten your seatbelt.
Okay, so we're going to taxi down, take the second right, Autothrottle Canary armed, which is set. Heading start switch to continuous, which also confirmed.
Cabin crew, prepare doors for departure, cross-check, verify straps, and stand by for all calls. Flight attendants, please prepare cabin for departure and cross-check.
Okay, so as we continue our taxi on down.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the front of the aircraft for a safety demonstration. When the seatbelt light is on, please make sure that your seatbelt is fastened low and tight across your lap. To fasten, insert the metal fittings into one another. Tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. In the event that the seatbelt light is not on, we suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened in case of unexpected turbulence. Please take a few moments to now locate one of the several emergency exits on this aircraft. In some cases, your nearest exit may be behind you. In case of an emergency and we need to evacuate the aircraft, there is lighting on the floor.
Okay, so we're going to take this right-hand turn right now, just fixing the views as we get ready to go.
Will drop in front of you. Set the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you, and place it
Okay, so we're going to make that right-hand turn now.
Secure the elastic band behind your head and tighten the straps if necessary. And don't worry if the bag doesn't inflate, oxygen is flowing to the mask and you can breathe normally. If you're traveling with children, now's the time to pick your favorite one, but secure your mask and then assist others. Keep your mask on until a member of the crew advises you it's safe to remove it. In the event that the pilot decides to take us for a swim, a fashionable life vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between the armrests. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Flip it over your head. Wrap the straps around your waist and buckle at the front. Pull the straps tight. To inflate the vest, pull firmly on the red cord only when exiting the aircraft. If your life vest does not inflate automatically, blow into the mouthpieces for manual inflation.
Okay, so as we can see now,
if necessary, your cushion can be used as a secondary flotation device. Once again, all devices must be in airplane mode and your larger devices must be turned off and stowed
go around this left right-hand turn.
Please securely stow your personal items. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened and seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the smoke detectors located in the lavatories is prohibited by law. All of this information and more can be found at the safety card located
Okay, once we come around the bend, we've taken the first right-hand turn.
And let us know if you have any
Feel the wind
questions.
kicking in onto the
We're flying with us,
aircraft.
and we hope you enjoy your flight.
So it's going to be a little rocky as we leave out. So here's Romeo 3. pass over the hold. Get runway turn-offs on, which will be set. Strobes can also be set as well. So runway turn-offs can be set, taxis can go off now, runway turn-offs which are checked. So we'll line up on the runway now and get our before takeoff checklist. Go for a D-rate takeoff 1. We'll just brake here now before we do our checklist. So we'll just put the brakes on, put the parking brake on, which is now set. So before takeoff checklist, parking brake is set. Set fuel pumps which are off, de-ice is off, cabin lights are set, flight instruments also checked along with our engine instruments. From there we've got our takeoff V1 rotate and V2 which is set 141, sorry, which is for 149 and then 154 which is set for B2. We've got 248 on the runway head and then a 222 from the radial of the VOR, which is also set at 10,000 feet. It's going to be for the initial altitude coming up. Takeoff data is all set now. Nav equipment is checked. We've got a 114.20 which is also set on both sides. And everything is all set, so we can get landing lights which are now on, which are set. Strobes which are on and checked. Taxis are off. Transponder TRA. And runway turn-off lights after takeoff which will be set. TFC, so traffic. We can push on, which we've already got. And terrain or weather, which we also can have. So we are all now ready to go. So we'll go on ahead and select. Can release the brakes. Go to 40%. Then stabilize. And so we go. Okay, so we just level the aircraft, full pressure on the yoke. Airspeed 5. Check. Throttle hold. Okay, 100 neutral.
V1.
Rotate.
Positive brake.
Gear up. Check. So we can go up to 220, which is max. As we climb out now, start to get on our climb out speed. Turn the auto brake, which can now go off. Gear is up, lights out. So we can go to a gear off now. It's going to go for 10,000 feet. As we climb out now,
1,000.
ready. So 400 feet. Put the LNAV in. Let's make that right hand turn and put the VNAV in as well. So we're going to go for 220. Go for flaps 2 now. Okay, we just ease back a little bit with our speeds. There's our flaps 1. We'll stay for our flaps 1. Now we're going for the speed window, which is 220. Okay, so we'll level back off. Okay, you see it's a little bumpy. Go to flaps up now. Okay, so just passing through 8,700 feet now at 250 holding. Currently on 225. So we do have slight turbulence in the air. After takeoff checks, we can go so that's like the rate of climb, which is the gear up of 10,000 in, we're going for 16,000, so we'll put 16,000. Okay, so passing through 10,004 now, can see that we are all set and ready to go. So auto brake is on and checked. Engine start switches which are off and confirmed. Passing through 10,000 feet, we can now turn off the landing lines. Runway tunnels can now come off, and everything else is all set. So we're now going to make that right hand turn. As you can see, we've got quite a bit of weather in the vicinity, passing through 10,000. We are going to 290 on the climb. Then on for the cruise, we've got 293, which is all set. So just passing 11,000 feet now, guys, as we make our way up. As it's just a little bit rocky today. And as we go down into lovely Luxembourg, we should see some more of that lovely rain as we come down into the vicinity. So that's practically it now for our takeoff. So what we can do, guys, is we'll go to our takeoff cinematics, and then when we get back, we'll come down, we're going to be able to descend into a turbine and a lovely Luxembourg on 06 INS approach. So we'll see you guys when we get back into the cockpit, and then we'll come back down for our top descent breeze coming for Luxembourg.
Thousand to go.
We'll be starting our in-flight service. We will be serving complimentary drinks and snacks. Please look in your seat back for our list of complimentary and premium drinks. Premium drinks are available for a small charge. Please note that we only accept credit cards.
So we'll get the ASUS all in and set. We can lower our altitude now, which will take down to 9,000 initially to start the top of descent. So we've got altimeters which will be checked, which will be 1016, the same, the latest information which is 075 at 10 knots, and we've got gusts in as well. Radios which will be set, we've got in the Luxembourg VOR, which we are currently 30 nautical miles out on our way to Big 2 on the 065, which is also set. We've got the engine anti-ice which is on under 10 degrees, which is also set. Landing altitude is checked, 1236 put to 1250. Recall, which is also set. Now as we hit our top of descent, see the vertical deviation now come and the aircraft's now going to start to descend. So revving up speed brakes just to slow down to our 267, 273. Altimeters will be set to local passing transition. So passing transition, that'll be 4,500 feet. We're going to be basically going to Bib 2, so we'll put speed brakes back in. Then we're going to Vertex on the 211, which will be for 3,000, and then we'll get to the Luxembourg VOR. Also got the Luxembourg ATM as well, which we can program in, which is going to be 346. Okay, which is set. 346, which is also set. We can put it in on the first officers now. As we leave the 285, we are now going to make our way to the 206. Okay, which is set, passing through 13,007. We can also get in our minimums as well, as we can see. So minimums down on the runway is going to be 1357. Okay, 1357 is set. We're going to be doing 1016 down on the runway. So 1016, we'll put it on the first officer side as well. 1016, which is also set. Open up speed brakes again, get the INS frequency in as well, which is 109.9. Okay, which is armed. Now with speed brakes in, passing through 11,009. Currently now we are 5 nautical miles from Vertex. As we're just coming in now, we'll get down for 3,000 by the VOR. We won't be getting down for 3,000. So as soon as we're coming down the VNAV profile, we can put into level changes with it, going to track off, and then we'll be running out on our initial trips, which will be the Luxembourg. And then from there, we'll make that right hand turn. So, we can now turn off the anti-ice, which is set. Engine start switches can go to continuous, which are also set. Passing through 10,000 feet now, we can put the landing lights on. What we can do, and we are coming down through 10,005. So our final approach checklist, we'll have the altimeters, localizer frequency, and the course coming in at 058, which we can also set.
Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in a full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat button.
058, which is checked. As you slow down to 250, passing through 10,000 feet on the descent. Got a path, so we've got flight path angle 1.5, local bearings 2.8, 14,000, as we're now slowing down through to 240.
1,000 to go.
1,000 to go, and take it down to 3,000 now. And put the altitude intervention, which continues down on profile. Speed brake is open, so we'll keep that open now. Open the speed intervention window, take us down even more, see if we've got any speed windows coming down. So we've got 220 coming in, and for Vertex, once we come through, you can see max 210, max 180. Okay, so what we can do is flaps are. There's Luxembourg. Speed brakes are open. As we're going for our braking distance, we can also get that as well now. So we go to our performance landing. So we're coming in for runway 06. Conditions are going to be wet. The winds coming down are 075 and 10. Outside temperature is 23. Cooler 1016 coming down. We're coming in for flaps 30. Everything else will be good. Should be alright there. Coming in for our landing weights, which we can get now. It's only 2.6. Coming in the program. Just checking our speed and everything, making sure that's fine. So we'll leave that in. So it's going to be a 0.2 differential as we come down. So 72.4. We'll do flaps 30, 155. Okay, 72.4, which can go in now, and we can take all of our braking, but I'm going to get us down to stop fairly quick. So, as we come down through 7003, now we're going to make that right-hand turn, as we can see on our charts. That right-hand turn now is going to lead us down as we backtrack onto the 238. Okay, there's 238, which is set. Passing through 6009. Keep speed brakes open now as we come down. 3000. As we were expected, we're going to go down to 180 as we start coming round on that right hand to left turn. Got the ADF, which is in, which is the Whiskey Lima uniform, which is also set for 346, which is confirmed. We've got the ILSs as well, and Luxembourg, which is set to. So 220, passing through 6,200 feet. We can go in 4,005 is where we're going to switch over for the altimeters, passing transition altitude. So on the descent, de-ice is on for wing anti-ice, which is checked, passing plus 14, which is off now and set. And ASUS checked, recall is set, we'll do once more. Auto brake is set for number 3 as we've done our performance. We've got the minimums, which is 1357. Coming down for our landing and descent. We've got a 3-degree glide path, we're coming in for 155 plus 516, so 850 feet per minute. So we're going to be coming in hot today. So now what we can do is can start to slow the aircraft down. We'll keep it down for 218, that is below 210. So we'll slow down to 210 now. And we're going to start going into our flap settings as well. Now we're taking flaps 1, and then once we get round onto that left hand turn, we can then go down into our flaps 5 setting. So passing through 4007, 4005, we'll switch over the altimeters. You can see we've got the rain in the vicinity. 4005 now, so we can switch over now, 1016. Okay, which is set. Start to bring over the control columns now, as we get ready for our arrival into lovely Luxembourg today. So we're now going to make that right hand turn. Let's come down to flaps 1. We're up to the 279 now. Go down to 25 degrees. There we go. Okay. And we can also now start to get our wipers on. 4,000 in. Hold that flaps 1 now. So we're going to this left-hand turn, which is then going to bring us back round onto the 258.
1,000 to go.
So 1,000 to go, 3,000 feet. We can now currently switch over the ILSs, which are set and in. As you can see, we've got the India Lima Echo, and we're currently tracking outbound now as we make ground for that left-hand turn. So we're going to come down for 3,000 feet. Then we're going to descend down to below 210, and we've also got speed restrictions here, so we can see max 210, and then round as we get back, you can see here, we're down for flaps 5. So as we make that left-hand turn now, which is going to take us on to 058, which is set. Come around to that left-hand turn, flaps 1 is set, and we've got the wipers, which are full at the moment.
1,000 to go.
1,000 to go for 3,000 feet, which is set. So for the approach checklist, we've got the altimeters which is set for 1016, which are cross-checked on either side. Localizer frequency we've got set in, which is the 109.90 for the 058 degree course, which is set. The localizer approach will be armed. We can now go for the localizer. As we can see, we've got the localizer in, which is over on the right-hand side, which we can set already.
1,000 to go.
1,000 to go for 3,000. So come down as we're coming down the VNAV, which is fine. The aircraft's going to start to descend a little bit more. So 1,000 to go, we'll help it along, go into level change. 3,000 feet. Now start to slow down to flaps 5, which is set. There we can see we've got the glide slope needle as well, so we can switch over onto the approach. As we make that left-hand turn now, come down for 3,400 feet. So flaps 5 are in, which is set. So altimeter set, which is 1016. We're now coming down the single channel with the localizer alive. There's 3,000 feet coming in, waiting for the localizer. So we've got localizer frequency, which is 109.9 with the localizer course, which is 058, which is checked. Localizer is now in the single channel, which is also set. We've got our flaps, which is set, flaps 15, which will set when the gear for the glide slope comes down between 1 point. Then we've got flaps 15 geared down, which will be set as well. So the aircraft will hold now 3,000 feet. You can see we've got the runway in sight. So we'll hold 3,000 until we are exactly 8.3 from the Luxembourg VOL, 5.8 from the localizer. So 5.8 DME from the localizer is where we are then going to start our descent. Speed brakes are armed. Auto brake is set for number 3, which is also checked. Landing is going to be on for flaps 3155 plus 5, which is a 160. So we can see that we've got some rough air. We've got the rain as well to accommodate the arrival today, so it should be a lovely arrival today into the runway. See we've got the runway ahead, which is also set. 3,000 in. Now we're currently 7.8 DME from the airport. So cabin crew, take your seats for land. Just a few moments time, when the glide slope needle does start to lower, then we can go into a flaps 15 gear down. So we can see it lowering now. Once it gets around 1 point from the centre, then we'll drop down for a flaps 15 gear down. Okay, so flaps 15 gear down. Set. So we'll just turn down our wipers a little bit as we come down. So flaps 15 is set now, glide slope is now intercepted, and as we are now all good to go, we can go into a flaps 30 and we've got 160. Okay, which is set. So coming down now through 2006. Are fully established. Turn off the wipers now, just in case. So, as I'm happy now, and we are coming down solid, around 850 a minute, we can now disengage the autopilot and the auto throttle, and I have full control now of the aircraft. So, following it down. 160, we're looking. Let's just give her a little nudge as we now start to descend down onto the runway. So we've got a little bit of rain with the Librain today, as it is a little bit rocky coming down on the glide path. meet the signs. Now retract the flaps. As you now run over the
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. The local time is 5:08 p.m. and it's currently
Turn off the landing
about
lights.
60 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile
Taxi
device.
lights can now come on, start switches can now go on, help controls back on, which are fine, and taxis are on now as we get ready to taxi to the gate. Turn off the auto brake now, which is set, flaps are going to be off, which are also checked, and we can turn the flight directors off as well. 1.5 minutes after, we can now get the APU on. So guys, I'll leave you with the landing cinematics, and there we are down in Luxembourg today. So, if you enjoyed the flight tonight, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave your comments down below for any future flights you'd like to see, and I'll see you all on the next available flight on the channel. So take care for now guys, bye bye.